Wizards of the Coast released a statement about their open gaming license on D&D Beyond 3 hours ago. I am reacting to this live so I can get this video out as quickly as possible. When we initially conceived of revising the open gaming license, it was with 3 major goals in mind. First, we wanted the ability to prevent the use of D&D content from being included in hateful and discriminatory products. Second, we wanted to address those attempting to use D&D in Web3, blockchain games, and NFTs by making clear that OGL content is limited to tabletop role-playing content like campaigns, modules, and supplements. And third, we wanted to ensure that the open gaming license is for the content creator, the homebrewer, the aspiring designer, our players, and the community, not major corporations to use for their own commercial and promotional purpose. Here's the thing, right off the bat, those first 2 points, I 100% believe them. If I owned an intellectual property, I too would be extremely annoyed if it was being used in hateful and discriminatory products, and I would be extremely annoyed if it was used in, NFT crypto bullshit. So that part I 100% empathize. The third point I just wholly disagree with because the whole point of the open gaming license is to allow homebrewers to make content, and I think it's unreasonable to target people like Critical Role and stop them from making content about D&D because their content promotes your content. Critical Role single-handedly inspired people to pick up Dungeons and Dragons, and the fact that you wanted to take money from the #1 most important advertiser you have ever had is bullshit. Driving these goals were 2 simple principles. Our job is to be good stewards of the game, and the open gaming license exists for the benefit of the fans. Nothing about those principles wavered for a second. That was why our early drafts of the new OGL included the provisions they did. That draft language provided to content creators and publishers so their feedback could be considered before anything was finalized. In addition to language allowing us to address discriminatory and hateful conduct and clarifying what types of products the OGL covers, our drafts included royalty language designed to apply to large corporations attempting to use the open gaming license content. It was never our intent to impact the vast majority of the community. However, it's clear from the reaction that we rolled a 1. It has become clear that it is no longer possible to fully achieve all 3 goals while still staying true to our principles, so here's what we are doing. The next open gaming license will contain the provisions that will allow us to protect and cultivate the inclusive environment that we are trying to build and specify what it covers, and specify that it covers only content for TTRPGs. That means other expressions, such as educational and charitable campaigns, live streams, cosplay, virtual tabletop uses, etc. will remain unaffected by any open gaming license update. Content already released under Open Gaming License version 1A will also remain unaffected. What it will not contain is any royalty structure. It will also not include the license back provision that some people were afraid was a means for us to steal work. That thought never crossed our minds. Under any new open gaming license, you will own the content you create, we won't. Any language we put down will be crystal clear and unequivocal on that point. The license back language was intended to protect us and our partners from creators who incorrectly allege that we steal their work simply because of coincidental similarities. As we continue to invest in the game that we love and move forward with the partnerships in film, television, and digital games, that risk is simply too great to ignore. The new open gaming license will contain provisions that address that risk, but we will do it without a license back and without suggesting that we have the rights to the content you create. Your ideas and imagination are what makes the game special, and that belongs to you. A couple of last thoughts. First, we won't be able to release the open gaming license today because we need to make sure we get it right, but it is coming. You're going to hear people say that they won and we lost because making your voices heard forced us to change our plans. Those people will only be half right. They won, and so did we. No. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. You don't get to act like you won in this. No. You released a poorly worded Open Gaming License 1.1 that made everybody panic and shit their pants because they thought you were trying to steal content and screw people. That was your fault. Even though now you're clarifying your intentions and you're creating an open gaming license that's better worded and better fits the community, this is still a huge W on our part, not a W on your part, because a W on your part would have been not releasing such a poorly worded open gaming license in the first place. You would not have made these changes if it weren't for us speaking out. This is very obviously a W for the fan community, period. Our plan was always to solicit the input of our community before any update to the open gaming license. The drafts you've seen were attempting to do just that. We want to always delight fans and create experiences together with what everybody loves. We realized we did not do that this time, and we are sorry for that. Our goal was to get exactly the type of feedback on which provisions worked out and which did not, which we ultimately got from you. Any change this major could only have been done, well, if we were willing to take that feedback, no matter how it was provided, so we are. Thank you for caring enough to let us know what works and what doesn't, what you need and what scares you. Without knowing that, we can't do our part to make the new OGL match our principles. Finally, we'd appreciate the chance to make this right. We love D&D's devoted players and the creators who take them on so many incredible adventures. We won't let you down. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. This all makes it seem like this was one big miscommunication, that the fans were overreacting and they never intended to fuck over their community, right? That's the implication that they're giving, right? They're like, no, the fans just overreacted. We always had your best interest at heart. Except. There have actually been multiple sources that have released the statement from a whistleblower that shows us exactly how Wizards of the Coast feels about its players. There has been a screenshot from this leak, but because this initial screenshot is a little bit blurry, I'm going to go ahead and grab it from this particular article that was posted to Imgur. And I mean, it says it all right here. A whistleblower from Wizards of the Coast breaks silence about the execs who own Dungeons & Dragons, saying they see consumers as obstacles between them and their money. So they had said that they are an employee working at Wizards of the Coast, and they were sending this message because they fear for the health of the community that they love. Their decision making is based entirely on the provable impact on their bottom line. They are still hoping the community forgets, moves on, and they can still push this through. They see customers as obstacles between them and their money. The D&D Beyond team was told to prepare to support the new OGL changes and online portal when they got back from the holidays, and leadership doesn't take any responsibility for the pain and stress they cause others. Leadership's first communication to their rank and file on the OGL was 30 minutes on January 11th, 2023. This is the first time they even tried to communicate their intentions about the open gaming license to their employees, and even in this meeting they blamed the community for overreacting. The main thing that leadership was looking for is D&D Beyond subscription cancellations. And as you know, there was an active campaign to cancel D&D Beyond subscriptions. And seeing as they reversed course on a lot of their open gaming license, it seems that is exactly what happened. When Wizards of the Coast says it doesn't want other major corporations to use this for their own commercial and promotional purpose, well, what that means is a number of beloved tabletop games like Pathfinder, 13th Age, Fudge, and Traveler, which use D&D as their backbone, will either have to stop publishing new content altogether or pay a 25% revenue to Wizards. So yeah, that's what they mean. They're like, oh, we just want to stop major corporations. It would completely upend multiple other RPG systems that use D&D as their backbone. So yeah, those are the other corporations that they were going after, multiple other tabletop RPGs. And the whistleblower even states specifically that Wizards of the Coast can legitimately just steal any content that catches its eye. Wizards of the Coast is pretending that's not what it was doing, but the whistleblower disagrees. No matter how reasonable this statement sounds, understand that it's 80% bullshit, all right? They were definitely going to fuck over the community, and it is specifically the cancellation of D&D Beyond subscriptions that caused them to change their mind. That is what they were looking for, that is what happened, and that is why they are reversing course so hard. So thank you to everyone who canceled their D&D Beyond subscription. You are solely the reason that this happened. The next thing that I want to talk about is a story that I have not been staying on top of, and that is quite simply because if I talked about crypto and NFT scams on this channel, it would quickly become the entire channel. There are too many scams in this space to stay on top of, so I pretty much just ignore it. However, Logan Paul actually is planning on revealing a 1.3 million three-step plan to refund the people that he scammed with his crypto zoo. But it seems like after the backlash he received, it seems like he's actually going to be issuing a refund, this is kind of a first. I don't think I've ever seen somebody scam somebody with crypto NFT bull and then actually give people their money back. And I have to say, between this and combine that with the scandal about him allegedly abandoning his pig. Now, Logan Paul responded to this pig scandal by saying that he rehomed the pig to an amazing ranch when he visits Santa Clarita when he moved to Puerto Rico because he's unable to bring that pig to the island. She was living there happily for 10 months before the owner sold the ranch, and she was rehomed without his knowledge to the farmer across the street. And it looks like the Gentle Barn has taken her in, and he is doing whatever is needed to aid in Pearl's care. So what that sounds like to me is he's actually making potentially a donation to the Gentle Barn as a thank you for taking care of his pig. It genuinely seems like he was innocent in this one. The pig. It seems like Logan Paul's reputation is actually on the incline? Is this real life? Is this actually happening? The whole pig thing that he was being slandered for because the pig that he used to have was being treated horribly turned out to not be his fault. And he's refunding the people he scammed with his little NFT bull. Is this an alternate universe? Is Logan Paul not the worst person? My mind is exploding. Again, I haven't covered these stories because, again, if I covered crypto or if I covered Logan Paul, it would be the entire channel. So I'm intentionally being very, very vague about the details. I actively encourage you to look into the story about Logan Paul and his pig, and to look into the Crypto Zoo scandal if you have not already heard of it, because this shit is wild, and the fact that either of these scandals have a happy ending with Logan Paul actively investing time, money, and energy into fixing them is beyond weird. The next thing that I want to talk about is a Twitch streamer named Viviana, also known as Lana, who apparently went on a rant. So let's take a look at this and make our own judgments after we hear this alleged rant.
James, first of all, you are white, you are and you will never be nothing, you will never have no personality. Okay, maybe I do moan right after I talk. Maybe I do stop talking and moan afterwards because I'm sick of having to deal with you, bitch. I'm sick of having to deal with you. Y'all are a bunch of little You're white, you're and you never will have any personality. Okay, come for a with personality. At least I have personality. At least I will be something. Ayo, what? Ayo, what? You will never have no type of personality. You will never have nothing. Your name is literally James. Like, that is the most like pasty name I've ever heard in my whole entire life.
Now, I might have to censor that rant a little bit because this video was age restricted, probably because of the swearing. So I'm probably going to have to censor or edit that a little bit just so I can show you as much of it as I can. But to be honest, even though I am a person of color and I have experienced more instances than I can count of anywhere from blatant to ignorance to just being annoying. Like, I understand the frustration she feels. However, it is never acceptable to just blatantly and blanketly say that people have no personality and no culture and shouldn't be allowed to talk. That doesn't even make sense. Any absolutist statement is always absolutely wrong.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
And it is really a shame that a person of color who should be very aware of what it's like to make blanket statements about other races and how terrible that feels, you should be the last person making these types of statements. Now it appears that that streamer has been banned and has deleted her social media accounts after this rant. And ultimately, that's probably for the best. Your reputation is going to be shot anytime you go on a rant. And honestly, that's regardless of direction. You can't just generalize an entire race of people and get away with it. Your reputation is toast. It's time to leave. The next thing that I'd like to talk about is a VTuber that I have just discovered called Tsukimi Lune. Let's take a quick look at their content.
Isn't that kind of sad? My mom, they don't love me. They don't let me eat their socks. If you love me, you would donate one sock for me to eat for dinner every single day, so that I don't have to eat instant noodles anymore. Okay? You dislike League of Legends, but you still play it. Of course. That's everyone who plays League of Legends. Duh. Have you seen anyone who plays League of Legends that still likes the game? Of course not. You have problems if you like it. League of Legends.
Well, this is the first time I've ever heard of this creator, and unfortunately, that is because I have just discovered that they have been terminated. Unfortunately, it seems that Project Solaria has terminated their contract due to multiple violations of Project Solaria's code of conduct. It seems that Tsukimi must have done something relatively egregious because she's not even getting a graduation stream. I have absolutely no idea what this content creator did in order to get so suddenly fired, but I do have to agree with King Zeke here. The fact that all of your work can be deleted by a company is insane, to be honest, and I could not agree more. The fact that not just your career, but everything you have ever made or built could be gone in an instant because a company disagrees with something you did is wild to me. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand that when you sign with a company, your work is their work, but I don't know, it just seems like such a waste. Every time I see a story like this, it makes me glad to be an indie. And just a very casual scroll through the quote retweets will clearly show that people have absolutely no idea what happened. That's kind of the problem with corporate terminations, is that the fans never know what happened, and it also makes it difficult to be a news channel and report on these terminations because it kind of feels like, hey, here's someone you've never heard of, by the way, they're gone, and I know nothing about them or why they're gone. I would also like to say this is why clippers are so important, because without people clipping VTuber content and uploading it, if that content creator graduates or gets fired rather, then all that content is gone unless it is clipped. So be sure to clip your favorite streamers, guys, because the clips that you upload might be all we have left when they're gone. Now, as I'm developing a habit to do, I want to end the video on a lighter note because I want to give people the impression that there are still things that are fun and still things that are enjoyable, no matter how f***ed up the world may seem sometimes. So I want to share that apparently Legend of Zelda was recreated in the Doom engine by D12 Games, and this looks really cool. It's fun to see that there is still a love and appreciation for old school retro games. So go ahead and show some love to D12 at D12 Games and see what else they're up to. I think it's really cool, and I'm happy that there are people still invested in breathing new life to these old games. I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye, guys.